meeting isn't. Okay, you can see my Eclipse screen. So, sort of some of the things we'll be dealing with. We will be from Blackboard for this instructor resources. Unfortunately, we're going to have to mash on them a bit, but we'll go through that. I'm going to create a project here on Eclipse. JavaDB. I don't think I have a JavaDB project. Regular old Java project. I'll to access this project. So this in this lore, I will dig down into this place, and I will. This is a folder for my Java project in File Explorer. Same folders as JavaDB here. And I'm going to eventually need a command line and that was it. Is JavaDB. Command line is also looking at the same folder as this and this file. Okay, there. Okay. It's just a folder, right? And space for Eclipse happens to be on a drive in a folder called FA 2016, and my workspace folder is Workspace Eclipse. And inside that Workspace Eclipse are these folders, each of which is a project. Just want to have multiple views of that folder because we're going to be seeing different things go on. Sometimes one tool is more convenient than others. Now, let's look at the JDK. The default to install a JDK is on C drive, profiles, Java, and you can see here several JDKs. I really need to clean this up, and a couple of JREs. And latest JDK, which is the one I'll use, is build 144. And if we enter there, we see a DB folder, which is a packaging of the Apache Derby database. For reasons I don't understand, Oracle calls it the Java database. In this DB folder, we have bin and lib folders. We'll use both of them. For bin, we'll use this ij command in a moment. And lib will supply the drivers to let us access our Derby database. And we'll want this top jar file right here. In Blackboard, an instructor resources item, item, and I'm going to download database.properties file, the core.db.sql file, and zip file with some sample code in it. And here is my downloads directory. The data properties file is just the properties file like we worked with for weeks. And the key and C is my protocol for the database. Derb is the kind of database I have. If I was using MySQL, the MySQL would be here. If I was using an Oracle database, Oracle would be here, and so forth. Equals true says if the space does not exist, create it. If it does exist, use what's there. And this is the name of my database itself. And this is going to be what I want to change. I don't want to wire in an absolute location for database. Instead, I want to make it relative to my program. And I'm going to change this, and I'll just call it TestDB for lack of something better. Shrink this, cause this and this course DB file need to agree. This file is the SQL statements to create and populate my database. You see here the same thing that we saw in the properties file. I have my JDBC protocol, my Derb database, the equals true, and this is the name of my database. This must agree with the properties file down here. So let me change this SDB. Are we so far? Okay. I'll save that. And I do want to get rid of that parenthesis 1. I'm going to copy these two files into the root of my project. So there are, if I go to my command line and do it, we see course DB and database.properties. So what I want to do is to create my database and populate it with the IJ command I mentioned earlier and dig it out. The big problem, biggest mistake people make is they create a command line or open a command line and they go into this bin directory and execute the IJ command. And this creates your database in the bin directory. That's not what we want. So IJ command is on C:\program files, and I use the tab key. I'll just type C:\pro, and the tab key will fill in the rest of that folder name. Java, JD, hit the tab key, and I can just keep hitting the tab key, and this will cycle through each of the folders it finds there. That's the most recent one. DB bin J, that's the program I want to run. And I can give the IJ command this sourcedb.sql file. And it run and exit. Now I have a directory here that's testdb. That is my database. I refresh my Java workspace. Thus, that testdb is my database, and my program can run and access those database files with just method calls. In development, you always corrupt a database. To recover from that, I'm in Eclipse, highlight the database directory, and just hit the delete. I may have to refresh again, but hit the delete key and erase the thing completely. The database is gone. Get it. Okay. I use the up arrow and re-execute the IJ command, and their database is recreated and populated. Case so far. Okay. So there is some setup we need to do. And in IntelliJ, I think they refer to this as class path. Eclipse, they refer to it as the Java build path. I want to click on Java build path in the properties, go to the libraries tab, add external jars, and want to dig down into C, program files, Java, the JK I'm using, DB, go to that lib folder and want to add that first derby.jar into my build path. Now I'm going to copy the sample code and to extract, because I can't drag and drop straight from a zip file. And I can just drag that onto my folder. And in here, where my Java code is, open that database.properties file in a properties object and getting the value of the key jdbc.url. And if okay, this is my main method. I can just run this as a Java application. And extract data from my database. So sort of the path. I also in IJ interactively if things so happy and I want to look to try to figure out what I did to my database. So IJ, without giving it the SQL file, and copy paste that connect statement. I can select splat from structure semicolon. You do forget the semicolon. You have IJ just kind of sitting there looking at you. So when it's out, throw in a semicolon and it will complete the statement. And here I've extracted everything from the instructor table. And I'll exit semicolon. So that's sort of the version of how to set up Derby and start manipulating it. Nobody is really interested in a program that creates tables. It's going to be done by a network administrator using other tools. What Java programs are going to be interested in doing is creating rows, deleting rows, updating rows, and so forth. So in a sense, I think now I'll stop the recording and I'll this or a link up onto Blackboard.